bum bum da 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 bum bum da. Okay, hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the Roomies Digest. My name's Christine, and in today's video, I'm not sure if I did an intro for this or not, but this is officially my sci-fi reading vlog where I'm going to be reading books for Sci-Fi September. There are 4 official books on my TBR for Sci-Fi September: Cinder and Scarlet by Marissa Mayer, The Last Sister by Lyndon Lewis, and Gear Breakers by Zoe Hannah Makuta, along with maybe any other sci-fis I could add to this list, because who knows, if I go through the Lunar Chronicles and really love it, I might just keep reading. I might just go from Scarlet to Cress, I think is the next one. Anyway, so those are the plans. I am doing this as an intro, but also checking in for Cinder because I did just read up to the 50% of this book. And yes, this is not lost on me that I am wearing like a little head thing like Cinderella. Like, who do I think I am? Today is cleaning day, so Anyway, so this is Cinder by Marissa Mayer. I'm at the 50% mark, and I just got to a really interesting plot point. Obviously, this is a Cinderella retelling in a sci-fi realm with our main character Cinder, who is pretty much like 36% cyborg, the rest human, and just kind of follows that loose base Cinderella retelling. I'm really enjoying this book so far. I mean, the writing is like definitely like not as involved, like it's not like, you know, in-depth crazy sci-fi because this is a YA, but I'm just enjoying the retelling and like enjoying the sci-fi aspects. I do think this is a crossover between Cinderella and Snow White. Like, I think there's some characters that are like supposed to be like the Snow White characters, which is really cool. And then there's another character that I'm like, who is she? Like, who is the other character? I'm trying to figure it out. Anyway, but I'm having a good time. We're at 50%. And so far, the plot of this book, the actual retelling is so much fun. Like, I know I kind of mentioned that a second ago, but like I'm really enjoying the plot points here. Like this is really creative retelling and I'm having a good time. It's shaping up to be like a 3.54. I think it's a 4 because I'm having a good time. Like, I'm having a good time. This is a fun, easy like YA sci-fi, and I think the characters are interesting. I think I would like a little bit more banter, like a little bit more something, but this is the first book in this series, so I'm assuming as we get going, you know, she gets more into her groove of the characters. But anyway, having a good time. That's my 50% update from Miss Cinder. Who does she think she is? A star. She's a runner. She's a track star. I think I might finish this today. I might. I'm not positive. We're doing TikTok videos and getting ready for the week because it is a Labor Day weekend, so we want to be off tomorrow because usually, you know, the Roomies Digest, we work all weekend, so that's the plan. So I'll try and get you guys some fun vlog footage. We all know that it's kind of a struggle for me to do that, but we'll see. Anyway, so that's my 50% update, and I'll come back when we finish Miss Cinder. Hey guys, what's up? So I officially finished Cinder. I ended up giving it a 4-star rating, and that was like a generous 4-star, I would say. It's definitely a YA, like definitely reads YA. You definitely can like kind of guess what's gonna happen, but I still had a really good time with this book. And I feel like if I had read this when I was younger, this totally would have been my new personality. Like, I would have loved this book so freaking much. So I can only assume that the rest of the series just gets better and better as like the stories go on. I really do feel like this is such a original retelling and like so interesting because it does obviously have the Cinderella storyline, but there are also other characters from other stories in here, and I really liked how those kind of all intertwine so far, and this is only the first book, so I'm like, I feel like the other ones are going to be so much fun. I also really enjoyed the sci-fi aspects and the whole fact that Cinder is a cyborg. Like, I'm having such a good time with that fact. I was like, yes, queen, yes! I don't know what it is about like cyborgs and machines and stuff like that, but I really just love that kind of a storyline in a sci-fi. There's not much else I can report on Miss Cinder. Like, we had a good time, and I'm so excited to start the next one. Like I generally just want to know what's happening. Don't be surprised if I come back at the end of this vlog and I've read this entire series. Okay, so I'm so excited to start the second book, Scarlet, that I'm literally gonna start it today because we have the day off and I have more time to read. So I'm gonna go right into this and be obsessed and make this my new personality. It's totally fine. So in this second book, we are still following Cinder a little bit, but the new character Scarlet is introduced, and the premise for this book is Scarlet's grandmother has gone missing, and she meets this street fighter called the Wolf, who apparently has like information about her grandmother. They kind of like go on this thing to find her, but somewhere down the line, Scarlet and Cinder cross lines. I'm very invested in the Cinder storyline. I feel like no one is really invested in Cinder because she's like the first character, and I don't really ever hear people talk about her that much, but I'm invested. I would like to know what happens with her and Kai because that's like giving me life, but I'm also ready to accept a new relationship with Miss Scarlet and the Wolf. I will say that the step back on this one is probably my least favorite of all of the books. I was like, y'all did not do much on this one, huh? But I'm assuming that's the wolf that she's with, and I don't know about this guy. Like, does the wolf change into a wolf, or is this just like her dog? I don't know. Somebody please advise. But yes, this book is beautiful. As y'all see, like, she's living her best life. That's the update, y'all. I feel like I also did not show y'all the step back for Cinder. There she is, running away from the ball with her new leg. So anyway, we're having a good time so far. I'm ready to become the Lunar Chronicles. Okay, y'all, I've officially gotten to 50% of Miss Scarlet. I feel like every time I get to 50% in these books, at least in these past two, some kind of crazy bomb gets dropped. And it's just like, whoa, oh my God, the plot thickens. So I'm having a good time. I go back and forth between whose POV I'm more interested in because in this one, obviously we've got Cinder's POV, we've got Prince Kai, and then we've got Scarlet. I'm very interested in each POV when I'm in that chapter. And then when that chapter ends, I just want that POV to keep going. So that's what I'm dealing with right now. There's definitely like classic miscommunication trope happening, which is a little bit annoying because I'm just like, tell them the truth, you know, like tell them who you are. I also am really enjoying how the plot from the last book is interwoven with this plot. I think that's done really, really, really well so far. And I can only imagine like as we get into the third and fourth books, how crazy, like, intertwined the story is gonna be. But I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm not getting as much romance as I would like. Like, they're having cute moments, but, like, I would like a little bit more. And I'm kind of like, okay, maybe this series is just gonna be like this. Like, we are not gonna have a lot of romance. I'm not sure. But I'm hoping that there's, like, just a little bit more in this one, because we're halfway through. I feel like I only just really got into the Scarlet storyline because like I've been very focused on Cinder and I've only just now gotten interested in the Scarlet storyline, and it's like 200 pages in, so that's what I'm dealing with right now. But yeah, this one's pretty much going the same as Cinder. Like, I'm having a good time. It's fun. I like it. Okay, here we go. Okay, guys, what's up? It is time to talk about the first sister, which is going to be the next book in my sci-fi September reading vlog. And I'm super excited because I kind of have read a couple of the first pages and it just seems like it's going to be a lot of fun. It's giving me Black Sun vibes just in kind of how it's like 3-character POV. So we'll see how that goes. But essentially, I want to say the female main character is sort of like a nun, but not. She's, I don't want to say a nun concubine, but like essentially she's like a source of comfort for soldiers. So whether that's like for confession or like, you know, in the bedroom, I think is the vibe that is. There is a soldier and then an assassin. Those are the other two characters. But essentially, this is about these three main characters, and there is a battle over this place called Ceres. Ceres. I wish I could pronounce things. And they are kind of in the middle of things, right? So they've got to figure out, you know, what side they're going to be on and where they're going to be in the fight. Apparently, this is a space opera, like high-flying space opera, lots of twists and turns in the plot, a compelling drama, and part topical social commentary. So I'm really excited. I think there is a non-binary rep. I think Hyro is non-binary. So that's good. A good little highlight for this book. And yeah, that's pretty much all I know. Like, I'll be able to tell you guys more at 50%. So that's what's going on right now in this book. I'm super excited, and I'll check in with you guys at 50%. And I will see you guys at the 50% check-in. Y'all, I am absolutely dying. I think 100% that the other alien in Ice Planet Barbarians is Okay, y'all, so I'm in the middle of my sci-fi fantasy reading vlog, but I feel like I need to do an honorable mention for a book that I completely forgot was a sci-fi. Have you guys ever heard of, I think this one is Barbarian Lover. It's book number 3 in the Ice Planet Barbarian series. Okay, y'all, I have to tell you, this is definitely a guilty pleasure read. And I'm not even doing a 50% check-in because I literally read this book like driving to work and then driving back from work. It was like 2 hours and some change because I'm also reading it on 2 times speed. But anyway, guys, this series, like I said, is a guilty pleasure read. But I'm having such a freaking good time. Okay, the first one I was like, it's okay, whatever. Once I accepted the like details of the series, I really enjoyed the second one. I was like, oh my god, Rahush is my guy. I love him. He's an outcast. He's a provider. You know, he knows what he wants. Yes, my mans. Okay, and then book number 3 happened, and I was like, not prepared. Okay, we have a funny little quirky dude. He's over here making jokes, being sarcastic. I'm like, the Ice Planet Barbarians have jokes. Okay, so I'm really liking it. Then there's alien versus alien conflict, y'all, and then there's a mystery. Okay, like, I don't want to give the whole plot away, but I was like, oh my god, I think this is exactly what I think it is. And y'all, I swear, I have to read the 4th one now this month. So we're going to have an honorable mention for that one once I finish it. But y'all, I swear, if this is what I think it is, I'm going to be so happy. My guy, he deserves this. Anyway, okay. Honorable mention. I'm rating them all 5 stars, probably. Unless one of them is just like incredibly boring, which might happen like on book 12, okay? But right now I'm like thoroughly enjoying it. I cannot put it down. I'm reading it on audio like I'm a psycho. Whatever, y'all. That's what's happening with Ice Planet Barbarians. And it is officially in the sci-fi September reading vlog because it is a sci-fi. I mean, blue men, blue aliens. What would I say about this series? If you guys are into smut, if you're into alien smut, if you're into like a light sci-fi, like I would say this is sci-fi light, you know? Because, like, it happens on an ice planet and they're Ice Planet Barbarians. But, like, there's, like, a little bit of science. I'll say that. There's a little bit of science. Because they do have, like, a ship and stuff. And they're, like, using science technology to, like, figure stuff out. But, you know, it's not like Red Rising, okay? I'm going straight into number 4. Because I have to know about the mystery, y'all. I have to know what's going to happen. And I will tell y'all, if I was right, I'm going to come back in the vlog. And I'm going to say, y'all, I was right. Okay, just so y'all know, even though no one knows what I'm right about because I can't spoil it, But y'all will know that I was right about something. Okay. Woohoo. Okay. I feel like my bed has looked like this for the past, like, however many, you know, vlog entries. I'm sorry, guys. I literally have been working and I just apparently never put my clothes away. So today I owe you an update on the first sister. I'm officially 50% through. I have zero bad things to say. It's definitely giving me like not as complicated Red Rising vibes, you know what I mean? Like you've got, or like, you know, Leviathan Wakes. You've got these different, what are they called? Like Earth, like worlds, different planets. There we go. We've got different planetary, you know, governments that are fighting each other. We've got Earth, Mars, Venus. We've got the Asters, which are like the asteroid belt. Like it reminds me of Leviathan Wakes. And we also have, you know, some real good non-binary rep. We've got some kind of like, this is the one part that I'm like, I don't know if I like this in books, because this was similar in Iron Widow, where they had like the concubine pilot. I'm like, I don't know if I like that. But anyway, there are these like, because the first sister, she's essentially a priestess for the sisterhood, and one of her jobs is to take confessions, but she gets her tongue cut out when she's young, because that's how they all do, and that really sucks. So she can't tell people secrets, which I guess is part of your religion, whatever. But then she also like has to have sex with people if they want to have sex with her. And by people, I mean the men of the ship, the soldiers of the ship. You know, unless you're the first sister, then you're protected by the captain, which just means that you only have to have sex with your captain. So I'm like, ooh, there's not a lot of that. Like, it's not like explicit, you know, it doesn't like go into all that, but that's like the situation for her. And I'm almost like, I don't really like that, but whatever, I'm getting through it. It's not like really holding me back from liking the character, because I do like her as a character, and I think she's about to have like a real nice character arc. Real nice. And so you've got, you know, our first sister, who is like the nun, the concubine nun, some could call it. Then you've got like the soldier, Leto, who is a soldier that's fallen from grace because of something that happened a year ago at this point in the timeline. And then you've got Leto's ex-partner, and that's the other POV, but that POV is told through these like recordings that the partner has sent to Leto. And so I'm trying to figure out if this person is even alive, or if, you know, like what's going on, because Leto loves his partner. I don't know if it's in a romantic way. It could be. I haven't gotten that far. Like, we're 50% in, and I'm like picking up that, but also he could just like love them just because like they were partners for so long. Because apparently when you're in their specific like fighting strategy, they have like a rapier and a dagger, and so they fight hand in hand, which is really cool. That's a really cool concept. I really like that, you know, like partners. They've got like a neural implant link that like links them together. It's like real cool. I like that a lot. And the neural implant is like, you know, heavy sci-fi. Like, it can change your mood, and like you don't have to take drugs because it'll just like calm you down if you're nervous or like whatever. So that's pretty cool. That's where we're at currently. I'm having a good time. The conflict, it has arisen, and we're just going into it. I don't really know what like the first, like this just happened like right before I got to the 50% mark. The first sister has been on this one ship, and she's kind of been like separated from like Leto and Hero's story. But now I think the two stories are like coming together at 50%. Like they're coming together like that. But I'm having a good time. Like this, I would say this is like a really good, I want to say if you want to get into sci-fi, but you are not sure, like you've never really read it before, I feel like this would be such a good sci-fi to like start off with. But even if you do read sci-fi, I don't think it's like base level enough that you would be bored. You know what I mean? Like, I think this is a really good, fast-paced, but not too in-depth sci-fi. You know, you want to stick your toes in, but not be too confused. That's where this is going. But, I mean, it's pretty good so far. So we'll see what happens in the end. This is part of a trilogy. So y'all know we're going to have a cliffhanger at the end. I'm hoping that we find out if Hero's dead or not. And I'm like, oh, I'm nervous. So that's where I'm at, guys. That's my 50% check-in for the first sister. So I'll check in at the end of this book. I don't think I'm going to read it at all for the next couple days, so it's probably going to be a minute before I see y'all again. Just because Monique and I are going on a little vacay up to wine country to go visit another booktube friend, which by the time this vlog comes out, that vlog will probably be out, so I'm gonna link it up in the cards. If you guys are interested in seeing us hang out with Noelle from Noelle 7 Pages, then you guys can click that vlog link. But yeah, so we're gonna be doing that, and I think I'm gonna like kind of take a little break from the sci-fi blog, and I think I'm gonna read a couple other things while we're up there. But obviously, we're probably not even gonna read that much, so we'll see how that goes. All right, so I'll see you guys in a couple days. Have a good one. Toodles. Oh, y'all, I also forgot to mention, I read the 4th Ice Planet Barbarian book. I finished it last night. Y'all, these books are like my guilty pleasure. Okay, so this one was interesting because this book follows Harlow, who is like a mechanic-ish. And so she has like the ability to take things from this like ship and make them onto that planet. Because I don't know if y'all have read any of the Ice Planet Barbarian books, but basically they're on an ice planet. It's like cold all the time, right? So they don't have a lot of things to work with. Like they don't have a lot of like food sources. Like it's basically just the animals on the planet. And then like they live in caves, and it's like very like barbarian kind of living. So she's like pretty valuable because she can like make things, but she in the 3rd book kind of gets hit over the head, and so it's alluded to that there is a barbarian that is like mated to her, right? And so this book follows her and kind of like that guy that she's with. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I told y'all in the last clip, if I think this is who I think it is, I'm gonna be real happy. And it was exactly who I thought it was. And this is a plot twist that like, I know people hate when they can guess things, but y'all, I was truly so happy. I was like, yes, because it has to do with like my favorite like male barbarian. So I was like, yes, my guy. I love him so much. Really like set us off on a high note. That, and then so this character has not been around any of the other Ice Planet Barbarians. He's kind of been like alone, just like due to some things that happened in the storyline, and he didn't realize that there were other Ice Planet Barbarians. So like he's like hella barbarian. Like when we say that, he like can't speak the language of the Ice Planet Barbarians, right? He's never learned it because he's just been alone his whole life. So Harlow gets mixed in with this dude, and she's like, all right, well, I know the language, so like let's talk. And like he doesn't know it, and so they have to start from like ground zero. And I wasn't sure how I was gonna like this one, because I was like, if there's some consent issues, like, oh, that's so grody, I don't like that kind of stuff. But that was not the case, y'all. Miss Ruby Dixon really takes care of us in these situations so that we don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. So that is not the case. It's fine. Like, it is kind of like a Tarzan and Jane situation where like he does not know the language and she has to like figure out how to communicate with him in other ways. It's kind of similar to book 2, but like it was like even more barbarian-esque. So I don't know, I had a good time with this one. And we got to see more of the Ice Planet Barbarian world, because so far we've only seen kind of like the mountainy, icy vibes. In this one, they like go to a different place and it's like not as cold. So if you guys can imagine what that's like, that's what's in this book without me like spoiling it. So anyway, I had a good time. I mean, I have a real good time with all of them. Book 3 was like good, you know, we had like all the drama, but like book 4, I was like, I think I like book 3 better. Do I? I don't know, because I like Harlow as a character. I don't know, y'all. The audio is just so good too. I'm like, it's so easy to get through. Anyway, that's my update on Ice Planet Barbarians. I'm on number 4. I'll continue with the next 2 next month. I mean, if you're into alien smut, you can't go wrong with these books. And I will say that it's not like it goes on forever. Like, it's not like a 600-page book about smut. Like, it's literally like 200 pages. You have plot, smut, then we're done. And then it moves on to another storyline. I think that's why I like these books. Short and sweet, baby. That's all we need. We don't need like 600 pages of all that. My thoughts. And that's the end of this part of the vlog. So I'll see you guys at the end of First Sister. Okay guys, hey, what's up? Hello. I may have lied to you because I definitely 100% finished the First Sister on this trip. Yes, this is me and Monique's Airbnb. That is the coffee maker, in case you're wondering. I will tell you about the First Sister right now. Okay, so y'all, I think I rated this book, like I think that it is a 5-star. That's just what I feel at my heart. This book is so freaking good. Sci-fi space opera with our 3 characters, and the way that it all comes together, it's just so good. Oh my god, I did not even see it coming. And y'all, this coffee maker is so loud. Should I wait? I'm gonna wait, hold on. Okay y'all, that's better. So yes, I'm sitting on the counter of our Airbnb like a barbarian. It's fine. That being said, The First Sister is such a freaking good book. If you like sci-fi, I recommend this book to you. I almost want to say that it's like perfect for those people who either just getting into sci-fi or, you know, have been into sci-fi but want something like a little bit not as complicated. That being said, the plot is complicated. It just isn't like if you guys have read Red Rising. It's like not like that, where you really have to be paying attention on every single page and be like, okay, what's happening? And then you kind of get lost a little bit because you're like, wait, who is that character again? I don't remember them. And Pierce Brown does not explain things. He's just like, keep up or get out. That's what I have to say about that. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Black Sun, just in the like way that it has really good representation for like non-binary main characters. I'm like still thinking about it. That's why I'm like, this was a 5-star. Unexpected guys. I did not expect for this book to be that good. Like I knew it was gonna be at least a 4 just because, but now I'm like, okay, I need to read the second book now. So freaking good, guys. So good. Cover stunning, book stunning. I don't regret a single moment. And like I said, the way that everything comes together, you're just like, how is it gonna go? So now I'm just like, oh my god, what's gonna happen in the next book? I'm a little nervous, but it'll be fine. Sci-fi space opera, you know, there's gonna be some drama. I can report that that book is very, very good. Can recommend. Honestly, even if you are a heavy sci-fi reader, I think you would still enjoy this book because there's enough drama and intrigue and things going on. It'll keep you busy. So yeah, okay, so that is The First Sister. I don't know if did I talk about the 4th Barbarian? I'll figure that out later. Okay, so last but not least, guys, we are gonna be reading Gearbreakers. It's over there on the table. I'm so sorry, I don't wanna get up and go get it. Okay, so I'm gonna be starting Gearbreakers. I don't know if I'm gonna finish it here in the Airbnb in NorCal, but if I do, I will report it to you guys. I don't know if I'm gonna get a lot of reading done, to be completely honest, just because we're up here visiting Noelle, so we're having fun. So yeah, I will check in at the 50% mark. Okay, I just wanted to say really quick, like, look how cute this spine is. Like, you really did that. I love this pink so much. Oh, that looks so good. Oh my god. Okay, y'all, LOL, I have officially spiraled. I am supposed to be at 50% of Gearbreakers, but I thought it was a 300-page book. I'm on page 150. It's actually a 400-page book. So 50% is 200 pages, not 150. So I've got 50 more pages until I reach the 50% mark, and I'll do an update when I get to that. My spiraling. I'm sure you guys have already guessed what this is. So I was on book 3 of Ice Planet Barbarians. I am now on book 11. Each and every book has its own specific, like, you know, I want to say, like, obviously storyline, like, they're not all the same, but all the characters are different. The Ice Planet Barbarians, like, the actual dudes, a lot of them kind of, like, are the same-ish, but it's really the women who are all different. Guys, I'm enjoying it. It is space alien smut. It is sci-fi smut, sci-fi romance. But I'm having a good time. Like, it's really kind of honestly like me reading, you know, A Court of Silver Flames, a touch of darkness, any kind of like fantasy romance, like the Bridge Kingdom. So honestly, if you hate on Ice Planet Barbarians but you like those fantasies, maybe you're not a sci-fi reader. I'm just having a good time. I'm really enjoying these books, and they are seriously so easy to consume. Obviously, I've read 8, 9, 10. Oh my god, I've read 8 of them. I read 8 of them. To be fair, on audio, they are only like 2.5 hours long. If I'm doing things on the computer for an 8-hour day, I can read 4 of them. I'm having a good time and I have spiraled. Everyone thinks I'm crazy. But it's just like after book 3, it just really became almost like a drug, some could say. It's really addicting. The way that she literally will lead into the next book with the next character being at the end of the current book that you're on. So you're like, ooh, wait, now I want to know what's happening with them. Only reason I'm stopping right now is because 1, I have other books I need to read before the end of September. 2, this book did not end with like, someone call it like a cliffhanger. And that's probably because Miss Dixon was like, oh, who else do I write about? You know, I've written 11 of these books. Who else can I possibly write about? 3, the next book is going to be about 2 of the Sakwi. So that's like the name of the species, humanoids on the ice planet. So it's going to be about Sakwi and Sakwi, like their relationship. And, you know, not to give any spoilers, but I will say that this series definitely is not just Ice Planet-y, if that makes sense. So if you're like, ooh, I don't really like an Ice Planet setting. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of it is, but not all of it is. Anyway, I'm really enjoying the overall like plot points. Like, I honestly think this series is so perfect if you just want like a little bit of smut and like a little bit of sci-fi. You're like, I'm just gonna dip my toes in, real short and sweet. I can enjoy it for what it is, but it's not like an overload. Because, you know, if you've read Silver Flames, that wasn't an overload. I still enjoyed that. But I can see how some people would be like, okay, we get it. You guys are hot for one another. So that's my update. That's the official update. I'm gonna read 50 pages of Gear Breakers, 50 more pages, and get to page 200, and I'll check in at the 50%. And that is gonna be my official last book of the Sci-Fi September reading vlog. And I'm cutting myself off. I am not reading. I'm not reading any more of the Ice Planet Barbarian books this month. I'm gonna try and hold off. For like maybe another month. They're just so easy to read. I'm like working out, listening to it. Like, it's a fun time. Okay, so I'll see you guys in 50 pages. Okay, everybody, we are officially at 50%. So far in Gear Breakers, there has been a lot of atmosphere building, world building, setting building, with kind of a character dump. And what I mean by that is there are a bunch of character names. It's kind of a little bit explained about each character as you go, but the first kind of dump, I was like, this is too much. I don't know what's going on. Once I hit page 100, that's when it started getting exciting. That's when like stuff started picking up. So for the first 100 pages, I was like, bro, what's happening? I think personally for me, I would be having more fun if it was an adult sci-fi, but that is okay. Because I'm having to kind of like rationalize with my brain how like 13, 14, 15-year-olds are running the roost. And now I just sound like an old person. Besides all that, interesting plot, interesting world, and interesting backstories. Sona, she is an interesting pilot / bot character. She speaks like, I think the way that she speaks is supposed to be like higher class, like very formal, but it's very like bottish. Like that's how I would describe it. And yeah, I don't know if there is a love thing going on. If anything, I think it might be a love triangle until something happens. So far, I'm having a fair time, I would say. I'm having a 4-star time. It's definitely more interesting and more fun than Iron Widow, which is what I talked about, like my most recent kind of like gear tech, mech tech reading that I did last month. And it's kind of interesting how the world is being built. So at this point at 50%, things have started happening. They're like gearing up the resistance to, what are they called? The Zenith, I think is what they're, or Godolia. And that kind of goes hand in hand with our plot of there are these 2 girls who one of them is like supposed to be a soldier. One of them is like a gear breaker, which is someone who like breaks down these mechanical like wind-ups is what they're called. So these two are finally like working together at this point, and we'll see where it goes from there. But so far it's been like all a setup and like getting to know like the gear breaker team, because like they have teams of people that go and like fight these mechanical robots, these wind-ups. Been like a lot of like getting to know like positions, like not necessarily getting to know the characters like deeply, but just kind of getting to know the world and like the history sort of like the one main pilot, Sonia. And yeah, that's all I can say. I also want to mention that Eris is kind of a baddie. She has these like really cool gloves that can like freeze people. They like literally call her the Frostbringer. She's like the, I almost said team captain. She's like her crew's captain. So she's like the mastermind, the head person. She calls all the shots. That's a really cool part. But yeah, anyway, so that's like not really much has happened. Like I said, they pretty much have just kind of come together and realized that like they're going to be resisting the government, like the main government. So that's what's going on. So it's like a little, the pacing is like a little tiny bit slow for me, but I'm hoping it'll pick up. So anywho, I'm going to continue on and I will come back to you guys at the 100% mark. Hey guys, what's up? Okay, so we are going to do the wrap up portion of this sci-fi September reading vlog. I had such a good time reading so many sci-fis this month. I feel like I generally read a couple of sci-fis every now and then, but like to actually have my focus on the sci-fi realm, it was a lot of fun. And it makes me just want to read more sci-fis. So those are my overall feelings of the vlog, but let's go ahead and get started in the final ratings of each of the books. So at this point, y'all know I'm already reading all the books in the Lunar Chronicles. I think what I said in both of these vlogs kind of sums up exactly how these books are. It's like a fun time. It's not a very like long time. There's like a lot of action. It's a great retelling. It's engaging and overall a ton of fun to read. I really liked Cinder. I gave it a 4 stars. That is what I'm ending with on this vlog. I thought it was such a fun time and I like really love Cinder as a character. She's just a baddie. Really love this one. And then as far as Scarlet goes, I am going to settle for a 3.5 for Scarlet. Though I really did like Scarlet, I found myself wanting to know more about Cinder's story and stay in her point of view. The Scarlet POV didn't really pick up until at least the 50% mark, at least. And then even then I was just kind of like, meh, I could use some more Cinder in my life. So we're settling on a 3.5, but I am going to be continuing on with this series because as you guys know, I have all of the books in these new redesigned covers and I just cannot wait to get onto Cress. I almost had a moment where I was like, should I binge? No, I will not binge. So I didn't, it's fine. Anyway, so that is the Lunar Chronicles, the first 2 in the series for you. The next book I want to talk about is Gear Breakers. Okay guys, y'all saw the vlog footage. I was really excited for this book and somehow it just dropped the ball. I think that I'm gonna end up rating it a 3 stars because it was like off and on. I felt like I was flipping a switch on and off. And I don't know if it was because I like just liked the romance or what. I'm not really sure, but I just didn't feel connected, you know? I really just wanted to get in there and get into this book, but for some reason I just stayed surface level the whole time. In the 3-star like realm, it definitely is leaning more towards a 2.5. And that really sucks, but I found that the kind of like character dump in the very beginning was kind of confusing and I didn't really know the purpose of it, as well as kind of like the action between our 2 main characters. I felt like there was a bunch of action in this book, but like, where did the plot go? Where was the story? And I guess maybe this was more of like a character development, character story, character focused book. But for me, it just didn't hit the mark. It's a little disappointing, but you know, 3 stars isn't bad. It's just is what it is. So that is gonna be my rating for Gear Breakers. To end on a high note, you'll know I binged Ice Planet Barbarians book 3 through 11. We are not gonna go into the details of every single one of these books, but I will say this. It was a really easy read. As I said before, audiobooks are a lot of fun. I really enjoy them. And I'm finding that the more we're getting into the Ice Planet world, the more I'm like loving all of these stories because these stories are so short enough that you can kind of like have your smut, have your plot, you know, have a kind of like rich setting, which is crazy because it's an ice planet, but we find out as we're going through the series that there might be a little bit more to the ice planet than we think. And I just am really in awe of Ruby Dixon, and it sounds cuckoo bananas, y'all. It sounds crazy, but she really did something with this, and I'm just like loving this series. So it is the sci-fi smut that I am really enjoying, and like, how can I not love it? You know, Roche, my guy. What was my favorite, you ask? Now I'm just thinking of all the storylines, and I think low-key all of them are my favorite. So I'm going to move on and get to the last book in this Sci-Fi September reading vlog, which is none other than The First Sister. You guys already know this is a 5-star book for me. I've already told you why it's amazing, why you need to read it. I definitely recommend for any sci-fi reader, okay? Even people who are not sci-fi readers who want to like be a beginner sci-fi reader. I think this is such a good book, and it's so funny because I was looking at the kind of like vlog clips, and I definitely was unsure about the like priest character in this book. I was like, I don't know how I feel about a priest, like, you know, concubine. I don't know if I like that trope. I don't know if I like that storyline. Don't get stuck on that fact because it is literally so much more than that. Like I said, it's not explicit. There's not like instances where it goes into detail of that. Like it's apparently just like a fact of their culture and like something that they do. But yeah, this book, y'all. And Hero, freaking royalty, okay? My favorite character. I love them so much, and just their whole entire character arc like made me very emotional. Anyway, so this is a 5-star, The First Sister. If you haven't picked this book up, this is the one book that I am recommending you all to read, especially if you're sci-fi people. Like my sci-fi people, you need to read this book. I actually just got the second book in the series, and I cannot wait to pick it up. I'm looking at it right there. It's right there on my carpet. Anyway, okay guys, so that's the end of this Sci-Fi September reading vlog. If you guys are interested in any of these books, or if you've read any of these books, comment down below and let me know. I'd love to talk about them. Subscribe if you want to support me and Monique on this channel, and turn on that notification bell if you don't want to miss another video from us. Until our next video, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.